Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Coach Derek here from the PSP Showcase. It's Wednesday, hump day. It's gorgeous out. Light breeze, sun. Hopefully you're getting outside, getting some baseball in. If not baseball, get outside. It's gorgeous. Got a midweek message I want to share with you. This is for parents, players, hopefully those older players that are transitioning into high school baseball and have aspirations to get to college. The message today is about baseball psychology. At some point, like when you were younger, little Johnny might have smashed like 6, 8 home runs in Little League and been an all-star every year. And he was a bigger kid. He was bigger than the rest. And then as time's passed on, he got to 12U, 13, 14, and everybody else is catching up. But, Johnny looks like he's regressing. And it's not that Johnny's regressing, it's just everybody else is getting better. They're catching up to where he was because he was a little more physically developed. But again, it goes back to not just the physical aspect, it goes back to the mental aspect. How psychologically developed is Johnny? The game gets more complex. So parents, if your son or daughter, had lots of success at the Little League level, and then they're transitioning into high school baseball, and maybe they're not batting in the 3 or 4 hole anymore. Maybe they're a sub. Maybe they're a pitcher primarily. Whatever that is in their program, help them navigate that mentally. Because so many players work on the physical tools. They're in the cage working on tee work and front toss and all that. But how much visualization are they doing? How much are they doing psychologically to prepare? And that ties into the success. Like, if they're working tee work, are they visualizing like, on the tee work, I'm trying to drive this baseball the other way because it's a hit and run, and did they roll over? Okay. And put in their mind, like, I just grounded out. Okay. Go back to the lab, figure out what's going on in my swing. The psychological piece is what breaks off after high school for a lot of these guys. You see it all the time, even with high draft picks. Kid comes out of high school throwing 93, 95 and just being unhittable. And then he gets to the professional level at 18, 19 years old in the minor leagues, and he's just getting shelled. And then he just crumbles. Like, nobody's ever hit me. It happens. And psychology in sports nowadays is crucial. So parents, players, I hope you're in a program where that your coach is helping you develop the psychological piece. And that ties into all aspects. Like, in college, when you get to college, you think as a freshman, you're going to have to be ready. You're going to have to fight. You're going to have to battle, because going into college, you're going to have to automatically assume as a freshman, you're going to be behind a whole bunch of other guys. So be willing to grasp that, not accept it, grasp it and battle through it. That's that mental piece. But again, psychology in sports, it starts at the younger ages, because, you have some of these younger kids that they go out there and they're having a lot of success at the plate because they're more developed. Or maybe they're not having as much success. Let's go talk about the opposite of that spectrum. Maybe little Billy's, just a average player, but Billy's growing. He's throwing. Now he's in the middle of the pack at 14, 15, and then 16, 17, 18, he's shot up. And now instead of throwing in the low 70s, he's throwing in the upper 80s. Instead of being a guy that could hit maybe at the bottom of the order occasionally, he's in the order every day, hitting in the 5-hole. It's the psychological piece. Don't let the kid quit. He needs to power through it mentally, and it's all about the mental preparation. You can get away with getting to the plate and just swinging it. See baseball, hit baseball. You know, you hear that from all the dad coaches. See ball, hit ball. Okay. As you get to high school and beyond, you have a hit plan. What's the pitcher do? What can you do better? What are you looking for? What kind of pitch are you looking for? Do you know your counts? Are you going to always win the counts? How do you manage your successes? How are you managing your failures? If I didn't do well, if I'm not there mentally, am I okay with checking out, let my teammate go in? Am I still being a good teammate? All of those aspects add up to success and moving forward. And if you want to get to the next level, that's how you do it. So younger players expect to fail more as you get older in baseball. The game gets harder. The field's bigger. You'd think the field's getting bigger, I'm going to have even more hits. Those pitchers are getting a lot better. Catchers get a lot better. So you're not going to be able to just run whatever you want. You have to execute. You have to execute plans and such. But again, the message today is about psychology. You know, hitters, if you're in the cage, work on stuff. Not just work on your swing, but work on the visualization. If you're not working on the psychological reps, then you're not going to, when the pressure's on you, you're going to crumble. You're going to crumble. And usually, like, if you're crumbling under pressure at the high school level, you're done. You know, and the talent level, the talent pool gets even greater when you get to college, and it's even greater when you get to the pros. So if you're thinking that, well, I can just get by on raw talent, I can just pick up a bat and swing whenever, I'll just go throw a bullpen occasionally, that's not going to get you to the next level. Even if you got physical tools, you're just going to waste them. They're just gone. So maximize your opportunities. If the coach gives you an opportunity, you go out there and make the most of that opportunity. Show him that you know what the opportunity requires and execute. Are you expected to get a base hit? You're supposed to try. Have a hit plan. You know, you should have been, if you're not in the game and you're a pinch hitter, you should have been watching, you know, at the collegiate level and beyond. If you're sitting there, you're not just sitting there jaw-jacking in the dugouts eating snacks. You're sitting there watching the entire game. You're watching the progression. Because if you see something and you know that I can hit this guy, your coach is seeing the same thing. So then he turns to you and says, hey, Tommy, get up there. You're on deck. And you're pinch hitting. You're going to execute. You know, and it happens. And you may not execute, but you have a hit plan and you look prepared. You're not just hanging out in the dugout and not ready to play. You know, as the game gets tougher, so do those opportunities. So if you're a little league guy, you know, it's all natural that you're rotating in and everybody's getting balanced reps. As you get older, those reps aren't going to balance out. Okay. You know, I have a philosophy, and I say this to my guys: compete to eat. You know, you see all these football players, you know, hey, compete to eat. If you can't beat out your teammate, if you can't compete and beat out a teammate, how can I expect you to go out and beat your opponent? How can I expect the team to go out and be successful against an opponent if we just have this, everybody's going to play? You know, little Joey doesn't have to worry about, you know, doing his job as a catcher. He can just, you know, do whatever. Just call fastballs, call fastballs, call fastballs. Never call an off-speed pitch or anything else like that. It doesn't work that way. So, again, it's all about the psychological reps. And when you're pitchers, when you're throwing a bullpen, you know, whether you got a pitching coach there or you got your team coach, or if you're doing it on your own, use the psychological piece. Set yourself up for situations. Okay, I'm in an 0 count. Boom, I threw a ball. Dang it, now I got to get back in the count. Boom, I threw another ball. Now I'm 2-0. Now I'm going to work on taking a little off, putting it right down the pike, work on pitch to contact, work on using my defense. Because if that guy's going to get to the bag, he's going to get to the bag or earn it with a swing. Okay, and chances are he may be just taking a pitch to work that 3-0 count so he can daddy hack on 3-0. Okay, so again, psychological reps, pitchers, psychological reps, catchers, you're working receiving on a batter, lefty, righty. You're working on transfers, because if you don't work on your transfers, how are you going to get better? You're just catching a bullpen, you're great. You better hope your pitcher's throwing no-nos in perfect games, okay? Because you're not working on the transfers. And if teams find that out, they're going to run on you for days. And then you're not even going to get better to get to the next level. And hitters, when you're out there hitting, don't just warm up hitting in the cage with the tee in the same spot. Take a couple swings, move the tee. Take a couple swings, move the tee. Continue to work. I will say, take your briefcase. Bring a briefcase, okay? Be prepared to have a plan. Lay out the plans. Sometimes those plans don't work, but if you don't have a plan, it's not going to work for you. You're just going to go up there and your average is going to continually decline, and especially as the game gets bigger, okay? So hopefully this midweek message about team psychology, get as a player, build some psychological reps, okay? Build that tough mentality, because the guy that's toughest and is able to go to the next rep and continue to go to the next game, next inning, next out, all those other factors will be the guy that gets to the next level. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. God bless.